Good morning, students. Today, let me continue with that Mendelian inheritance patterns in case of pea plants. In that previous class, we have discussed about some monohybrid crosses and as well as dihybrid cross. Today, let me continue with this dihybrid crosses performed by Mendel. Need of dihybrid cross. Mendel performed monohybrid crosses for all the 7 traits independently and was able to differentiate between dominant and recessive form for each trait. He was then interested to know whether inheritance of two characters are influenced by each other or they are inherited independently. Mendel began to wonder what would happen if he studied plants that differed in two traits. Would both traits be transmitted to the offspring together, or would only one trait be transmitted independently of the other? Steps of experiment are same as that of monohybrid cross, but two characters and their alternative forms are considered simultaneously. For dihybrid cross, two parental plants were taken. Male plant was tall with red or purple flowers having capital T, small capital R alleles, and female plant was dwarf with white flowers having small t, smaller alleles. Dihybrid cross. Mendel performed monohybrid crosses for all the 7 traits independently and was able to differentiate between dominant and recessive form for each trait. So he was then interested to know whether the inheritance of two characters are influenced by each other or are inherited independently. Dihybrid cross is a cross when at a time two traits and their alternative forms are considered during hybridization experiment. Steps of experiment are same as that of monohybrid cross, but two characters and their alternative forms are considered simultaneously. And for dihybrid cross, homozygous tall male plants bearing red or purple flowers are crossed with homozygous dwarf female plants bearing white flowers. So here is the cross which we can go through now. So the parents selected are tall red, that is tall pea plant with red flowers, which is considered as male here, and a dwarf pea plant which is considered as female here, which is having white flowers. So the genotypes are as follows: capital T, capital R for dominant parent, and for recessive parent small t, small r. In the F1 generation, it has produced a heterozygous individual having capital T, capital R, small r, and the phenotype of all these F1 progeny are all are tall pea plants with red flowers. And when these F1 individuals are self-pollinated, they have produced the progeny in the following pattern. That is, the gametes are produced like this: capital T, capital R, one gamete, capital T, small r, another gamete, and small t, capital R, another gamete, small t, small r, another gamete, and the same type of gametes are produced by the other parent too. And when these gametes are fused randomly, they have produced the progeny like this in the F2 generation. So the F2 generation produced 16 possible combinations. Out of that, capital T, capital R, they are all tall red, and they are produced in the boxes like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 13, and the number of such individuals will be 9. The second type of progeny produced are capital T, small r, which are said to be tall white, and they are produced in the boxes like 8 and 14, and 3 such individuals are produced here. And in the F2 generation, the other type of plant produced was small t, capital R, which was dwarf red, and it was produced in boxes like 11, 12 and 15, and 3 such individuals are produced in this F2. And the last type is small t, small r, which is said to be dwarf white, and this is produced in box number 16, and only one such individual was produced in the F2. And the phenotypic ratio of this dihybrid cross was 9:3:3:1, and the combinations are like 1, 6, 11 and 16. These are homozygous and rest are heterozygous. So dihybrid genotypic ratio is 1:2:2:4:1:2:1:1. And it is very clear from the results that F2 progeny showed parental types, that is capital T, capital R, and small t, small r, that is dwarf white. And in addition, recombinants like capital T, small r, and small t, capital R, they are also produced, which are produced due to a phenomenon called genetic recombination, which was observed for the first time by Mendel. So he is very unique in his research work. So the genetic expression of this dihybrid cross which we have studied are as follows. As you see, the tall red plant which is said to be male, and dwarf white plant which is said to be female, and they have the genotypes like capital T, small capital R, small t, small r, small r, and the parental gametes are capital T, capital R, and small t, small r, and the other parent, and the hybrid produced was capital T, capital R, small r, and all are tall red in the F1 generation. And when these F1 generations are self-crossed or self-pollinated, they have produced the F2 in this pattern, which we already discussed in the previous slide. So the first phenotype is tall plant with red flowers, that is capital T, capital R is homozygous for both the genes, and one such individual was produced, and 2 and 5 are having a genotype of capital T, capital R, capital T, small r, heterozygous for color, and 2 such individuals are produced. And the third type was third and ninth one, which have a genotype of capital T, capital R, small t, capital R, and these are heterozygous for height, and 2 of such individuals are produced. And 4, 7, 10 and 13 are having the genotype of capital T, small t, capital R, small r. These are heterozygous for both the traits, and 4 such individuals are produced. So put together about 9 plants were produced having tall pre-plant condition with red flowers. And the second phenotype is tall plants with white flowers, and the progeny produced in the following pattern, which you can see later. On the basis of the results of dihybrid cross, Mendel proposed his second law of inheritance, and it is called as law of independent assortment of genes or factors. And this law states that in a dihybrid union for 2 or many traits, the different traits are inherited independently of each other, as genes for 2 characteristics are inherited independently. Mendel was lucky that in his studies, each character was governed by single gene and its 2 alleles, and the genes responsible for those characters were probably present on different chromosomes and were not linked. Even if the genes were present on the same chromosome, they were present at a distance sufficient for crossing over. So because of this crossing over, genetic recombination took place, and they have produced new gene combinations in the F2 generation. This was the first fact which was observed by Mendel, and that was his unique contribution. Some of the other examples of dihybrid crosses are as follows. That is a cross between plants with round yellow seeds and wrinkled green seeds, and this also has produced a ratio of 9:3:3:1 in F2 generation, and the same genotypic ratio, that is 1:2:2:4:1:2:2:1. So this is what the cross which was explained in the previous slide. So parents are like this: homozygous dominant parent round yellow, homozygous recessive parent wrinkled green, and again it had produced a ratio of 9:3:3:1 in F2 generation. So wherein you can clearly make out some of the boxes are colored with yellow, and some are with some are with green, and some are with brick red, and some are with dark green colored. So plants with green pods and yellow seeds and plants with yellow pods and green seeds, when this type of cross was made, it has again produced a ratio of 9:3:3:1 as phenotypic ratio in F2 generation, and 1:2:2:4:1:2:2:1 as genotypic ratio. Coming to backcross. Backcross, as the name itself suggests, it is a cross between F1 hybrid and one of the parental types, whether it is homozygous or heterozygous. And there are two possibilities of a backcross, that is, the cross of hybrid with dominant parent and the cross of hybrid with recessive parent. The cross of hybrid with dominant parent resulted in 100% plants with tall condition, whereas the back cross between heterozygous parent and that of homozygous recessive parent, it had produced 50% of the plants which were tall, that is dominant type, and 50% of the plants were dwarf, which are recessive type. And the details of this cross are being shown here in this checkerboard. Coming to back cross, again, it is very significant as it can be helpful to the farmers or plant breeders to design the breeding as per the demand. For example, if purple flowers are more in demand, then breeders should try to cross F1 hybrid with dominant parent, and if white flowers are also in demand, then breeders should cross F1 hybrid with recessive parent. So the breeder will have a choice that what type of back crossing can be done. Test cross, it is a cross used to determine the genotype of an individual with dominant phenotype, or to know the genotype of F1 phenotype, that is dominant, whether true breeding type, that is homozygous, or false breeding type, that is heterozygous, and it is a cross between F1 hybrid and a strain having recessive form of the character. The purpose of test cross is to obtain evidence that segregation for the alleles of a gene, that is single gene, in the F1 hybrid produces two types of gametes in equal frequencies. If tall of F1 is heterozygous, then by crossing with recessive parent, the ratio of tall and dwarf plants will be 1:1. In the same way, red flowered plant and white flowered plant will also be 1:1, and if tall is homozygous, then after test crossing with recessive parent, only tall plants, that is 100%, will be produced or resulted. So this is how a test cross is being made. As you see in the picture of the slide, in the left hand side, the dominant parent, that is tall plant, when it is crossed with recessive parent, it has produced 100% tall phenotypic plants. However, when that heterozygous tall which is crossed with recessive parent, which is shown on the right hand side of this slide, where it had produced 50% tall plants and 50% dwarf plants. So when the parent that is selected for test cross is heterozygous, it always produced a ratio of 1:1. According to the law of segregation, the F1, that is capital T small t, that is heterozygous from a cross between a tall and dwarf pea plant varieties, would produce gametes of capital T and small t in equal frequencies. The strain with recessive traits, that is small t, would produce only one type of gamete, that is small t, and the union of gametes from F1 with those of test cross parent, therefore it is expected to produce two types of plants, that is capital T small t, that is heterozygous tall, and small t that is homozygous dwarf. The frequencies of these two types of plants are expected to be equal, and the ratio of dominant and recessive phenotype would be 1:1. Test cross of a dihybrid. F1 hybrid, that is heterozygous T and heterozygous R, is crossed with a double recessive parent for both the traits, that is small t, small r, and the purpose is to verify the ratio in which different gametes of F1 hybrid are produced. According to independent assortment of two genes, that is capital T and capital R small r, F1 should produce four types of gametes, that is capital T, capital R, capital T, small t, capital R, small t, small r, in equal frequencies or in the ratio of 1:1:1:1. And the double recessive parent would produce only one kind of gamete, that is small t, small r. The union of small t or gametes with four different types of gametes produced by F1 hybrid will yield the following four kinds of zygotes or combinations, which are shown here as capital T, capital R, small t, small r, capital T, small r, small t, small r, small t, capital R, small t, small r, and small t, small r, small r. And these would develop tall red, tall white, dwarf red, and dwarf white, each 1/4 of the total, yielding the ratio 1:1:1:1. So this is a picture showing a dihybrid test cross wherein it has produced the predicted ratio of 1:1:1:1. So with this, I have come to the end of this dihybrid cross experiments. Let us stop at this level and continue in the next class.